Hello and welcome to the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. And joining me right here today is Adrian from the Heartland Roots Band. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, great, all good.
Good to hear. So, kind of start by talking a little bit about yourself and how you got into music.
Wow. Well, that's a big question. How I got into music? Well, I've been playing in bands for a quite amount of time. The band I'm with now, the Heartland Roots Band, we started that, me and my wife Anna. We started that because we just had we had a couple of kids, young kids, and we kind of had to give up music temporarily because what it's like having a couple of young kids. And we thought, what can we do? We could do acoustic music, and so we started the band as a sort of like a folk group, really. It's like acoustic guitars and singing. And we got a couple of friends involved in this kind of folk group, and that kind of evolved into something going from kind of English folk music into more Americana, and then eventually into country music, which is something else I've always loved because my mum was Irish, and all Irish people love country music. So that's how we got. And now we've got a six-piece band, and we play something I guess very similar to what you'd call mainstream country rock.
Yeah, definitely. And I think there's so many different types of country that you can go into because, like you said, there's Americana, there's country rock, and there's now this country pop and all that.
Oh yeah, and I love all of those genres. I think the words country music is just a kind of umbrella term for a multitude of fractions of genres, and I have respect for all of those things. All of those things are not what we do, but I still like listening to them, and I know a lot of the American artists. Obviously, in Britain, the country music scene is tiny compared to in America, but it's growing all the time. It's the fastest growing music genre amongst 20 to 30-year-olds in the UK, going on downloading figures and Spotify listing figures.
Definitely. So, kind of tell me a little bit about any new projects and any singles you got going on, Adrian.
Right. Well, we just released today I think it's our 12th single. We started recording seriously in 3 years ago. We've had every single we've done has managed to hit the charts, and they keep getting a little bit bigger. So the last three have been number one, number two, and number three in the country charts over here. Today, our song got to number four. It might go bigger tomorrow. Who knows? But all those last three songs, All That Glitters, are one today. Previous one, Yell, and the previous one to that, Bullet from a Gun, are all from our upcoming album, which is going to be out. We sort of have a rough release date of end of June, so quite soon. But it might get put back to the end of July yet. We don't know, but we need to sort that out with record company, etc., etc. But yeah, it's going to be out in the next few weeks. Our album, and the album's going to be called Something Better, and it's a kind of a bit of a journey through what everybody's been through with lockdown and the last 3 years of mayhem and madness world over.
Yeah, and I agree with you because we've had a year that is like just really not normal, and a lot of people had to be home, and I don't really know how it was in the UK because I'm in here in the US, but I'm sure everybody had a lot of adjusting to do, and I think with you saying something better, it kind of attracts people to like, what's this song?
Right, you're absolutely right, Kayden, because the world has been through a kind of a, not just with the pandemic, but with there's a lot of weird things went on in America, politically. A lot of weird things went on in Britain politically, and now we've got things like the war in Eastern Europe here going on. It's quite a bad time for the world, and obviously there's even much worse news than that on the radio and TV from America
Hmm.
today. And what makes you realize what a kind of crazy world we're living in some ways. And being in lockdown gave everybody a lot of time to, well, maybe everybody doesn't think about these things, I do. I reflect on these things on a daily basis, and that's kind of probably got into our songwriting a little bit. So where we're at lyrically in some of these songs is a little bit darker than what we've been used to doing, I guess. The song out today, "All That Glitters," is well, it was written basically with me, our singer Sam, and our old bass player Rick, who he died just before Christmas. He'd been ill for a long time, and he had right through lockdown. He'd been in a bit of a bad way mentally, and he sent me a set of lyrics and said, what can you do with this? And I read it, and I thought, oh my god, I don't know if I can make a song out of this. This is too dark. So I actually put it together with a chorus I'd written. The idea of this something all that glitters, obviously it's Shakespearean. It's a universal theme of things aren't always what they seem, and a lot of people that we'd met in the kind of murky world of the music industry came to my mind, and things that aren't as what they seem. All that glitters is not gold. And so we came up with this song, and then just after we started rehearsing it, Rick died. And then we recorded a video. We recorded a video in a church, actually, just to sort of try to give it a kind of the mood of how the band felt. So it is a lot darker than what we normally do. But definitely the theme, Something Better, is that we think, okay, maybe something better surely in the world must be on the horizon. And our lead singer, Sam, she just gave birth to her first child last month. And we thought, okay, that is something good. A child, a new birth is something which is hope for the world, isn't it? It's symbolic for everything that might be something better in the future. So we decided to call the album Something Better, and there's a song on the album called that as well, which that will be out as a single later on in the year.
Wonderful, wonderful. And by the way, congratulations on the baby and your band.
I shall
Congratulations
pass
to
it on
her.
to
Pass
I
it
shall
on to
pass it on to
her.
Sam. If she's not listening, I'll
Mhm.
pass it on to her now. Thank you.
We'll do for sure. And I think you guys are doing some good stuff. I had a chance to listen to it, and we're super happy that you guys are doing what you do, and that's awesome.
Thank you.
So, if you were to duet or collaborate with any singer, Adrian, who would you choose and why?
Wow. that that
It's a hard
that is it.
question,
I
I
mean,
know.
I'm a kind of big kind of music student person.
Mhm.
Some of the people I have been fans of go right back from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. If I was going to do a song with anybody, I don't know, maybe someone like Ashley McBride or Jennifer Nettles or Bruce Springsteen or I don't know, Ryan Adams. I love as
Mhm.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah, a lot of quite an eclectic group of people who I'm massive fans of, and the band are. But I mean, there are six of us, and all six of our music taste is quite eclectic as well.
Mhm.
Not just country music, but everything.
And that's awesome that you guys each have like your own thing because yes, you do country, but what if someone comes up to you and asks you to play something by AC/DC? That's just the beauty of having different
Right,
genres
and,
and knowing them.
and on our last single, Yell, when we were recording it, we thought this is a fairly straightforward country
Mhm.
upbeat fast song, and our lead guitarist Callum came up with a guitar solo at the end of Yell, which while we were recording I was like, this sounds like Angus Young. This sounds like the end of Whole Lot of Rosie.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that kind of frantic guitar feel. So yeah, everybody puts their influences in there. That's normal for a band. And in the country music scene in Britain, there aren't that many bands. There are a lot of solo artists, duos, or vocal
Mhm.
bands. Not so many actual real bands where everybody gets involved in influencing where the direction of the song.
Absolutely. So, do you have a message to those who might be listening, watching this, or have been following you for a while?
Oh well, my message to anybody who's listening and never heard us, please check us out on Spotify, on YouTube, on all the usual social media places for the Heartland Roots Band. Please have a listen to our music. And anybody who's been following us, and I know there are people in the States who've been following us because I get all the figures sent to me from where people have been downloading and streaming our music. My message to them is thank you so much for listening to and sharing our music. We love you, and hopefully soon, one day soon, we'll be able to come to the States and play for you.
That would be wonderful. So, where can people find you on social media if they want to give you a follow, Adrian?
So on Facebook, on Instagram, YouTube, and Spotify are the best places.
Wonderful. And is there anything that I forgot that you'd like to mention?
I don't know. I can't think of anything right now, but I just want to thank you, Kayden, so much. We really appreciate you putting the time in and putting us on your show, and we hope that your listeners will like what we're doing.
Absolutely. And Adrian, thank you so much for taking the time to come on the Kayden Gordon Show, today's best country mix. We surely do appreciate it so much.
Thank you.